Hey guys, it's Mehdi from Embosoft with another tutorial. Today we are going to deploy our simple Django application on our DigitalOcean server. And at first we want to create our virtual environment, and then we want to install our Python on our Docker. Actually, we want to create our image Python, and after that we want to configure our Docker and Docker Compose. And actually, in this tutorial, we need to create five dependency for our five file. We want to work with Dockerfile. We don't want to install manually any pip dependency. We will use our requirements.txt, and as the main app or main middleware, we want to use docker-compose.yaml file to run our program or our Docker file and other script. We want to create our start project bas-script to install our Django project, and at the end we will create our Django project. We will test it on port 8000. Now let's start. And from here I just want to create a DigitalOcean droplet. Now from create droplet, just here. Now be sure we use SSH, and I give a name, VPS, for example, Django app. Now our virtual server is going to installing. Actually take a 30 to 30 seconds. Now from here I just want to open my PowerShell. From here SSH root add the name of my virtual port 22 is refused. I know maybe why, what's happened here. I check from C user, maybe I want to delete this file, and now let me test again. Okay, and now I accept fingerprint. From here, in future I don't want to use any I don't want to connect as a root. I just want to create a new user. I type user or just add user, and I name it Mehdi. I give a password for 2 times. Okay, and then it's not matter. Okay, now I go to my home directory. From here I just want to do some other things. For example, I just want to maybe mkdir. I just want to create a new folder. I name it SSH. Go to SSH. From here sudo nano, and the name of our authorized case, I name it authorized case. Now I press enter. We must copy from our local system. I just want to copy my public key from here to this server, and then I will save it and close. And we must do something else. And from sudo or g, and I just want to say sudo for Mehdi. That means this current user Mehdi allowed to use sudo. maybe without sudo. As I know that was something like this. Yes, user mode and -ag sudo the name of user. Okay, great. Now let's do log out, and this time I want to log in as Mehdi. Okay, now it's great. I'm connected as the user Mehdi on host name VPS Django app. If you want to do something about security, you want to close as a password. Actually, nobody allowed to connect to server as a password as a root, but in this tutorial I don't want to do something else, and just let to continue from our tutorial. And from here it's time to install our Docker. Install Docker, and here from, as you can see, from Docker engine and then install, I want to choose Ubuntu. And from here, if you have an alt version of Ubuntu or Docker, sorry, you can delete it. And then if you want, as a step to step, you just want to copy and paste from here, because we want at the first, as you can see, we are allowed to create a repository on our system. What's happened here? Okay, now, okay, it is better. Now at the first I want to sudo apt update take a minute. Okay, and after that I just want to install some dependency or middleware called and relays and something else. Yes, I just want to do that. As you can see from Docker, it's pretty good and pretty easy. We want to create a new folder under etc apt, and here we want to configure our gpgk, and after that it's time to echo our repository, and again we want to update our server, and then it's the time to install our Docker CLI. Okay, yes. Okay, now I think it is installed successfully, and it's time to start our Docker. We want to write sudo service and then docker start, and after start we can see status as well. As you can see, our Docker is active and is running. It's great. Now let's continue from here, and in this time I just want to configure some dependency. At the first I just want to create a just simple file, or let's create a sudo nano, for example hello.py, and from here I just want to create a Python file. It's better actually, before I create a Python file, let's create a folder. I name it, for example, dev, and then go to And now it's better from here sudo nano our hello okay, Python file. Okay, great. I don't want to do some more, or just I just want to write just simple line code to see our file from Docker work. Just I type print, for example, and then from here I just want to type hey. We have, for example, run in a Docker container. Okay, and let's do save it. Okay, I just want to save it. I hope it's the same. Sometimes I don't know what's happened. Okay, again. Now, hey, we have run in Docker container. Okay, now I just want to save it. Let me check. Okay, that's working. Great. Now is the time. After that, we want to create a file, call it Dockerfile, and let's create a new Docker file. I just want to copy paste from here our Docker file. Okay, now, okay, great. As you can see, we want to create an image from Python, and after that we want to be here from Python buffer 1. That means our Docker allow to write in our console. Actually, it's allowed to write or to write our message actually. And from work directory we will define our path directory in our Docker, and after that we want to update our pip, and pip is actually installer is package manager installer, and we allow us to install our dependency. And after that we will create our requirements.txt, and I just want to copy this our requirement dependency file to from here, from source to destination. Destination actually is under this user src app, and after then is the time to install our dependency. Now I close it. Let's continue. From here we need another file, and I name it for example docker-compose. At this time we have just two files. This hello, I must sudo rm hello that. Okay, now it's good. Now is the time sudo nano our docker-compose.yaml file. From here sorry, from here I just want to do some setting. For example, what do we need to do? I just want to copy our YAML file from here. At the first we create our services, and from Python I name it actually build. This depends to you. And context is our context Dockerfile. As you can see, our YAML file will run too many different script or Dockerfile. In this time do two works. At the first create our Dockerfile. From Docker we are creating our project image, and we are creating our Python image. And from enter point, actually it's our running. We tell it actually from here, we tell after server running what it need to do actually. And now at the end we say our volumes directory is user src app. I close it, and now at this time we have three different files. And what we need to do in this time, actually we are allowed to call our docker compose app. We want to call this file and docker compose. I think I forgot to install docker compose. Let me to check. Yes, we don't have any docker compose. We can just easily from here install docker compose as well. Okay, now it's installed successfully. Let's to do docker or sudo docker. What we need? Compose and then up. As you can see, we have 6 jobs here. At the first, we want to create our Python image, and then we call one section, actually step to step from up from top to down our jobs. It's taking minutes or just second. As you can see, it's worked everything successfully. Warning, it's not Python failed to build. I just line 5. Our requirement at this time, we are not, because I forgot to create this requirement file. Actually this is for, we can let to create just touch a file for our dependency, and I call our docker file again. Okay, great. As you can see, we are we are allowed to run our services, and in our cat beyond docker, as you can see from here, at the first we are created docker, we are create our docker file. That means at this time I can check from sudo docker images, as well. As you can see, at the first we are create our from docker, we are create our Python image with this version, and after that we are create a image from our project at this time, and at the second we are running from entry point, we are running Python from Python 3 our Python file, and as well as you can see here, hey, we have run in our Docker container. It's working correctly. It's great. Now let's continue. We want to do something else, and after that, actually, we have executed the Python file victory. Now let's continue. It's time to config or prepare our what we want to do, our requirement text, sudo nano requirement text. As we can, now we need some dependency, or we can need some dependency actually for our project, Python project. Now as you can see from here, we will to install Django. In this game, actually the in right side you can see the version of our dependency, and the left is the name of our dependency. We need a Django, we need a Duppy and bas-script, Pillow, or Django extensions, maybe Pico, Go, to for our in this case we don't want to work with database or something else, but it's for PostgreSQL and channels. Now let's just save it, and is it time again to build actually our or build our dependency from Docker compose. I just want to build it. Sorry, I forgot sudo. Now again, and as you can see, we have all our files. It's time to install our dependency on our Dockerfile. Okay, now after install all dependency, is it time to create our project. And this time, as you can see, we are already worked with this hello pay actually instance. This hello pay, we want to run our Django project. For this, actually, don't worry, we don't want to write new code or something else. We will write the same code to create our Django project. And what we need to do, actually, this is something that's new. We want to create a file. We are call it start project.sh, and where we are working with the following actually command. I will write it from here. And at the first, I just want to sudo nano again, as I say, start, and then project.sh. Actually, it's the same to when we are from here. I don't want to do something new or something else. I just want to write some same code to run our project. As you can see from here, Django admin is the same if you are local or anywhere else, or when you want to create your Django project. Django admin, start project, and then the name of our project, and this dot or this point, that means we want to create our project in this directory or in current directory. And after that, we want to create a folder. I name this folder app. Actually, you must not to do this if you want to have a clean code, or if you want to clean everything. Actually, I can recommend it when you have a separate folder or directory for all your apps. And after that, I will say to install or copy and install my simple app in this folder. I want to save it again, and in this time, sudo nano docker compose. We don't want to run this command again. We want to do something else. And if you want, I can copy it, that you know what we have. That was our first simple code to run hello.py. Now from here, I write bash and then start project, and then not this h. I save it again, and let's come back, and now is the time to sudo docker, and what we need, or just sudo docker compose just up. As you can see, is our task is down and is worked correctly. That means if I write ls as you can see, we will create our Django project. I have manage.py, the name of our project, Django project, and we'll create a separate folder. Oh, what's happened here? I create a separate directory for all our apps. Now after this, we can run our project. To run our project, we must to do something else. I just want to run our YAML file again, and at this time let me to copy and paste it here, that you know. And now is the time for our third some simple code. I just want to from Python 3 manage.py and run server 0.00 on port 8000, and we must do something else. Okay, we must open this port. I just want to write port from here, and then dash dot user or just dash, actually just dash, and then we want to open this port 8000, and we are not working with Nginx. If you have Nginx, you can just work with port 80. Now let's continue. I just want to save it, and then okay, looks good. I think if I check sudo ufw status, okay, we don't at this time, we must to configure our firewall. It's just pretty easy. Just from here, app list. At the first, we will see what is available application. In this time, we don't have any Nginx. As you can see, OpenSSH is available, and let's to open this firewall. This simple firewall. Sudo ufw allow, and then this firewall. As you can see, it's open, and then is it time to enable it. Yes, we want to enable our firewall. As you can see, firewall is active and is enabled on system startup. Is great, and from here we can see status as well. Okay, great. As you can see, the status is active and our firewall is active as well. We can open some ports actually for this example. For example, we can just write sudo and then ufw allow port 8000. Okay, now great. We have everything, I think. After status, as you can see, allow anywhere on any person. What we need to do, and from here, before we are going to start our project, we must do something else. Sudo nano from our project, in this case Django project, we want to open settings file, and from here, okay, great. From here I just want to I just want to add our IP address. I copy it from here and then paste it here. Let's just save it again, and it's time to start sudo docker compose up. Now, as you can see, watching for our request. I just want to copy this and paste it here. Oh, sorry, from port 8000. Oh, as you can see, our website now is working correctly, and but now from here, and here we can see our log file, and everything is running correctly, and this is great. Now we will now as you can see, we are started with basic creating an image that run a Python script and also install all dependency. We declared in required.txt. Then we automated actually the creating of Django project with a simple script and set up the development server. And I just want to create the second video because I think it's better, must not to be boring for you too. And I just want in the next video, I just want to run our server and run our Django project on web service without any ports, and we want to do something else. I want to create our script or our bash script environment, and that means in future if I open settings file, we don't want to write any file, any settings from here. We will to create a separate bash script file to store our information. For example, we store in our local environment our allow host, our IP address, and our secret key, and something else. It will be interesting. For example, we will to configure our SQL database or our PostgreSQL database. After that, we can store our static URL, static root, and something else we can all store for. Actually, this is great to security and something else to have this environment. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, do like and subscribe my channel for next video. Have a nice day.